Welcome back to Decoding AI for You, the 5-minute deep dive. Today we're going to dig into something pretty wild, a new MIT study that's uncovered a massive, and I mean massive, disconnect in how businesses are using AI. This is one of those things that could genuinely save your company a fortune or, cost you everything if you get it wrong. You see this number? 40 billion. That's how much money companies are throwing at generative AI right now. It is an absolute gold rush. Everyone is racing to get ahead, and they are betting the farm on it. But here's the kicker, the real bombshell from this study. Of all that money, all that investment, a staggering 95% of companies are getting, well, nothing. Zero, zilch, no measurable return on investment. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Billions of dollars are going up in smoke with absolutely nothing to show for it on the bottom line. And this is what the researchers are calling the Gen AI divide. It's this huge gap, this chasm really, between the tiny 5% of companies that are absolutely crushing it, making millions from AI, and the other 95% who are just stuck spinning their wheels in endless pilot projects. So the question for every single person listening is, how do you make sure you're on the right side of that divide? All right, so let's get into it. The $40 billion question, right? Why are the vast majority of these expensive AI projects just failing? What is going on between that initial burst of excitement and actually seeing results? I mean, just look at this chart. It tells the whole story. You've got 60% of companies checking out a new AI tool. Okay, pretty good. But then only 20% actually get it into a pilot, and from there it falls off a cliff. A tiny 5%, just 5, actually get it implemented in a way that makes a real difference. The study has a name for this, and it's perfect. The pilot to production chasm. So your first thought might be, okay, it's got to be the tech, right? Maybe the AI models aren't good enough, or it's legal risk, or data privacy, all the usual suspects. But here's the thing, the study found it's none of that. The real reason is something way more basic, something more fundamental. The number one barrier. It's what they call a learning gap. Think about it. Most of these big, expensive enterprise AI tools, they're static. They're rigid. They don't learn from your feedback. They can't adapt to the way you actually work, and they have no memory of what you told them 5 minutes ago. And this quote from a corporate lawyer in the study, it just says it all. Her company drops $50,000 on some specialized AI tool. And what does she use? Her own personal $20 a month ChatGPT account. Why? Because, as she puts it, she can actually guide the conversation and get what she needs. That is a massive, massive disconnect. So, you end up with this really strange situation, this paradox. Your employees are at home or on their phones using these amazing flexible tools like ChatGPT, and they love them. But then they come into work, and they're forced to use these clunky, frustrating, and incredibly expensive enterprise systems that just don't work as well. And this leads to something fascinating. Shadow AI. Basically, a hidden economy inside the company where people are using their personal AI accounts to actually get their jobs done. It's kind of wild, right? It proves the demand is there, the value is there. It's just happening completely under the radar. Or while the official multi-million-dollar projects are just stalling out. Okay, so enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. What about that top 5%? What are they doing that's so different? How are they crossing this Gen AI divide? Well, it turns out they have a playbook. And the first thing this playbook does is bust some major myths. But the biggest one, the one that really jumps out, is this idea that you have to build your own AI from scratch. The data shows that's the worst thing you can do. And the numbers don't lie. Look at this. Companies that partner up, the ones that buy a solution from a specialized vendor, they have a 66% success rate. Pretty good. Now, the ones that try to build it themselves, their success rate is cut in half. 33%. You are literally, and I mean literally, twice as likely to fail if you try to go it alone. So, what does this playbook for successful buyers look like? Well, first, they demand that the tool can be deeply customized to their specific workflow. They don't care about tech specs. They benchmark on actual business outcomes. And they don't just buy software, they partner with their vendors to make the tool better over time. And this last one is so important. They let their frontline managers, the people who actually do the work, drive these projects. Okay, so you follow the playbook. You buy, you don't build, you partner up. So where does the money come from? Where does that ROI actually show up? And this is where it gets really interesting because it's probably not where you'd expect right now. If you look at where the money is going, about half of all AI investment gets poured into sales and marketing. And look, I get it. It's the front office. It's visible. And it's easy to measure success, right? You can track leads. You can track conversions. It makes sense on the surface. But the really big wins, they're not there. They're hidden in the back office. Yeah, sales might get a nice 10% bump in customer retention. That's great. But in operations, in finance, you're talking about eliminating entire multi-million-dollar contracts with outsourcing companies. That's a huge tangible saving. And that is the key takeaway here. Everyone thinks AI is about cutting internal staff. But right now, the real immediate value isn't about reducing headcount. It's about getting your own house in order, making your operation so efficient that you can stop spending millions on outside agencies and contractors. So, this all leads us to the future. And a bit of a warning, this Gen divide is very real, but the window of opportunity to get on the right side of it, it's closing. The choices you make right now are going to be absolutely critical for where you end up. And the executives in this study are all saying the same thing. You have about an 18-month window. Right now, yeah, it's the time to experiment and run pilots, but in about 6 to 12 months, as these AI systems get trained on your specific data and workflows, vendor lock-in starts to happen. And by the 18-month mark, the cost and the sheer headache of switching to a different provider will be, well, prohibitive. And we're not just talking about getting better spreadsheets. Here, the future that these top companies are building towards is something the study calls the agentic web. I mean, just imagine this AI agents that can act on their own. They can find new suppliers, negotiate contracts, coordinate entire projects, all without human intervention. That isn't just an improvement, that is a complete game changer, the ultimate competitive advantage. Which really brings us all the way back to the single most important question you need to be asking yourself right now. Is your AI strategy built to learn, or is it built to fail? Because as this incredible MIT study shows, that distinction, well, it makes all the difference in the world. Thanks for watching Decoding AI for You. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep exploring the future of AI together. See you next time.